Hey guys, Ronnie here from Greenlight Bites, and I'm going to do a super quick video on how I make spaghetti squash in the oven. I've had a few requests for this a couple weeks ago. So I just picked this one up from the farm stand. It's a pretty big one. I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees, and I have a cookie sheet lined with aluminum foil. It's pretty much all you need for this tip. Okay. So I like to do one thing to my butternut squash. I am not cutting through this bad boy. It would take me forever. I'll end up slicing a finger off or something. They're very hard to cut through. So I started cooking them whole. That's my preheated oven. I started cooking them whole, and I find that they actually come out better. So the only little tip I have is to slice off, see if I can do this really, just a little bit of the flesh. So you create, let's see if I got it. I don't have it yet, hold on. So you create a more stable squash. Let's try this from this side. Try not to get too far down. I think I just went too far down, but that's okay. There we go. So by slicing off a little bit of the squash, I don't know if you can see that. It's like a flat part there. Then it won't roll around on you when you put it in the oven. So I'm literally gonna just put this in whole in the oven for approximately 60 to 90 minutes. And I will come back and let you know how long it does take and give you more tips. So I'm going to put it in the oven and I'll be back in a little bit. I'm back. Have a little visitor in the background. It has been 95 minutes and I just took out my, I keep wanting to say butternut squash, spaghetti squash. This was a fairly large one. This is the longest I've ever had to cook one. The reason why I know it's done or ready to take out after 90 minutes is the flesh starts to get a little soft to the touch. You could press it in, and if you take a paring knife, you could pierce it in and come right out very easily. That's how you know it's done. Right now, it's a little hard to work with because it's steaming hot. I'm gonna let it cool, play with that little guy, and I'll be back and I will show you how I prepare this spaghetti squash. I'll be back. Guys, I'm back. I let it cool a little bit. I cut it in half. It kind of accelerates the cooling. I should have told you that before. But I wait about 5 minutes after I pull it out of the oven. Then I just simply cut it in half. The knife cuts right through. It's like butter. And then the steam will rise and you can walk away and leave it for another 5 or 10 minutes. And then it's still hot, but it's cool enough to work with now. And frankly, I got dinner going. I have sauce and stuff going on over here, so I'm accelerating it a little bit. But there's some times where I cook it, like on a Sunday, I'll put it in the oven for like an hour, and then I pull it out and let it sit whole on the counter all day until the end of the day when I'm ready to kind of prepare stuff for the next day. Oh, okay, hold on, I have more. Somebody's having a snack before dinner. It's kind of like he's got some edamame here that I'm kind of keeping him busy with. Okay, so now that it's like this, what I do is I actually use the aluminum foil that was on the cookie sheet as kind of my garbage bowl, and I simply now gently kind of scoop out the seeds and the pulp. And it's really easy once it's cooked to be able to tell the difference between what is squash and what is pulp. I know, honey, hold on. I'll give you some of this, but it's really hot. Okay? So once you just scrape it out, there we go. You can see you lose a couple strands. Then you can see it's still smoking. I don't know if you can tell. But you scrape it out. You scrape the seeds and the pulp right out. Move it to the side. And then take your fork. And I'm going to try to get really close. Here, bud. You want more? I'm sorry. I'm doing like 18,000 things at once, just like every other mom in the country right now. I can't keep up with him with these things. He just keeps going. It's really funny. Yeah, you like them? I know. I'm going to give you some squash as soon as it cools down, too. He actually really likes the squash. It's got a really mild, natural, sweet taste. Okay, so I have a container here. I'm trying to do this where you guys can see. Sorry. I'm like low-tech all over again. And you simply just, ooh, it's still burning my hand. Just take the fork and you can see the smoke coming off now. How do I want to say this? Just kind of fork it out, I don't know, rub through, and you'll start to see the strands. And let me try to get a good one, and I'll bring it up to the camera. And you can see here. See? And it's very spaghetti-like, which is hence the name spaghetti squash. So this one I actually have learned over the years. I started eating spaghetti squash probably about 4 or 5 years ago. Before then, I didn't even know they existed. Hold on, give me 1 second. No, you're not having a cupcake. I make cupcakes. Anyway, so I do this. I tend to like mine on the slightly underside. Then, so this is kind of still has this. It's like el dente, if you want to talk about. The longer you cook it, the softer it'll get, and the kind of mushier it gets. So I tend to like to keep it where it still has a little bite to it, because sometimes what I do is I'll fill this container up, keep it in my fridge, and then use it for recipes, and I'm going to be cooking it again. So sometimes I just saute it with some garlic and olive oil, just like you would like a regular spaghetti dish. Add some fresh basil leaves. It's wonderful. You can put it in burritos, kind of like a rice substitute. You could top it with tonight I'll be topping it with spaghetti sauce for myself. I mean, really, I've made cakes out of it. You can mix it like a little batter with a little whole flour and egg, and make like almost like potato cakes, but spaghetti squash cakes. I mean, really, it's so versatile, and it's so light, and it's such a great just filler food. It's just fun to play with. I don't know, it's great. So anyway, I hope that helps you kind of get over the fear of cooking a whole spaghetti squash. It's really, really easy. It is time consuming in a way, but it's really all hands off time. You put it in the oven, you forget about it, set a timer for 60 minutes, check it, set another timer for, until you think it's going to be done, and then sit it on the counter until you're ready to work with it. So I'm going to go and feed these guys dinner, and I hope that helps. For more light ideas, check out Greenlight Bites, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye. Yeah.